And down the stretch they come at the Olympic Games. Of course, we're going to be giving out some gold medals here on SportsGrid over the next few days in soccer, basketball, and other sports as well. Paris Olympics has been a huge success, especially for one of the teams in particular in France. Let's talk about that with Gilbert McGregor, who joins us here on the show. Gilbert, I mean, home cooking here without a doubt for France in Paris. I mean, 7.5-point underdogs with a chance to chase down a silver or maybe even a gold. And, I mean, was it more of what France did, you think, in this game yesterday against Canada? Or was it Canada falling flat in this final? 82-73 the final. Canada, 7.5-point favorite, getting beat handily.
You know what, Craig? I think it's a combination of both. I don't know if that's a cop-out answer or not, but Canada had their worst game of the tournament at the worst possible time. It's one thing to come out flat, and you can't come out flat in an elimination game, but to come out flat against the home team who has the crowd behind them was just the worst possible circumstance for that Canada team. France had some of their guys step up, and this is a game where Victor Wembanyama didn't necessarily have his trademark influence, and Rudy Gobert barely played. So a lot of hope going into that Canada team, a lot of talent on that roster, and they just came up flat. And it's a huge letdown for that Canada program, but also credit to France. They stepped up at the right time, and now they have an opportunity to play for a medal in front of their home fans, but it doesn't get any easier for them as they play Germany next.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, this game coming up on Thursday, maybe the very biggest of the entire Olympic Games, because we'll get to Team USA, assuming they win. Let's talk about this game between Germany and France. And the odds makers, Gilbert, not buying it. Germany, a 4.5-point favorite against the team that everyone's going to be cheering for Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll have live updates on that game here on Newswire coming up tomorrow. But by the time it goes off, Gilbert, you're going to need to give your opinion now because I'll be on the air when it starts. Can France keep this going here? Can they keep this close?
I've been high on Germany, even coming into the tournament. I think that they're the most complete team that complements each other better than anybody else. These two teams met last weekend on Friday, and Germany honestly ran them out of their own gym. So I think that's going to be on France's mind. But I just feel like Germany has a better team and a better shot to make the most of that opportunity. Now, they're going to need an extra effort because France has been getting to the free throw line. You talk about a little home hook cooking. Maybe that's the discussion there. Maybe it isn't. So they're going to need to give a little bit extra to get the win they need to get. But I think that they're the better team just because of the way their team is constructed. France has some issues in the backcourt. And Dennis Schroeder just takes it to another level. So I think he will be the difference in tomorrow's game.
Okay, fair enough. Now, Team USA, basically imposed their will on Brazil like they have not, by the way, in any game thus far, whether it's been the exhibition or the group stage or even the medal chasing. So the odds makers, what I think is really interesting here, Gilbert, have sort of responded the other way because Serbia, while they're not great, have certainly played well. Like they're sort of staying in games, or at least the point spread here. Maybe that's probably the best way to put it. Team USA, only 16.5-point favorites, Gilbert, against Serbia. We know that Serbia covered against Team USA when they played them thus far. The total is 184.5. Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern. So no one's picking Serbia on the money line to upset them outright at plus 920. But can Serbia keep this close enough to make it interesting?
I do think that they will keep it close. Serbia was tested yesterday by Australia. They needed to come back from down 24 points. So I do think they might be a little bit tired from the effort that it took for them to win that game. That being said, this is the third time that these two teams have met during the Olympic cycle. It was a little bit closer during the exhibitions, and Team USA kind of ran the score up during group play. But I think that now that this is the quarterfinal or the semifinal stage in the knockout round, I think that Serbia will try to slow the game down and make it a little bit uglier because that's really their best chance to make things interesting against Team USA. We know that they have Nikola Jokic, but they also have Bogdan Bogdanovic and some other talented players on that roster. So if they can make the game a little bit uglier, they can hang around a little bit longer than people probably expect them to.
All right, so now we're going to run through these odds here because Gilbert's already planted his flag, so to speak, on Team USA winning the gold like everybody else. So I don't want to waste a lot of time on this. So the odds to win the gold medal still Team USA at minus 600, and you see Germany, Serbia, and France there. So let's go to the next graphic, guys, because this one's sort of pointless. How about the odds to win the silver medal, Gilbert. I know that you have been big on Germany. They are minus 150 here. France is the team that's jumped up the highest in terms of odds. I think to win the silver, they were 4 or 5 to 1. Now they're plus 180. Should Serbia somehow shock Team USA, that 19 to 1 is going to be really, really juicy there at that point. But I don't think anybody's predicting that. So you're going to stick with Germany here to win the silver?
I'll stick with Germany, but I look at that, and if you somehow believe that they can win the gold, then maybe taking Team USA being the team that they lose to in that game might be some value there. I just think that Germany, these guys are really familiar with one another. They've played in a number of international tournaments. They won the Basketball World Cup last year, and they beat Team USA on the path to do so. So it does feel like we've been on a crash course to see USA versus Germany in the gold medal game. Whether you see it going one way or the other, I do think there is a formula for Germany to win that game, and I think that they have the best chance of anybody else available to beat Team USA, but they have to get there.
By the way, before we get to the women today at 3:30 Eastern, Gilbert, fair to say Team USA still would be a double-digit favorite in the gold game against Germany? Do you think that's accurate? They haven't set the odds yet for that, but I'm just asking your opinion. You think
I
it
don't
could be
know.
10?
These are two teams that played really closely during the exhibition game, so we might see something like a 8.5 or a 9.5 point spread, maybe, especially since the game is being played in Europe.
Got it. Okay. Team USA, the women, also going for the gold. They play 3:30 this afternoon, so let's hit on this game real quick against Nigeria. I don't know anything of Nigeria. Team USA is 28.5 point favorites. It's the biggest favorite they've been thus far. Do they clobber Nigeria and move on, or does Nigeria have a player I'm unaware of here?
Nigeria has a great story. This is a very prideful team. It's the first African nation to ever advance to the quarterfinals, men or women's, at the Olympics. But I just think that Team USA has a little too much talent and too much of a size advantage over them. They've been having slow starts, so maybe Nigeria will keep it close early, but I think that Team USA pulls away.
All right, 28.5 point favorite today. Gilbert, thanks again for coming on. Appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Greg. Looking forward to it.